Welcome to the Unit 3 test read aloud. If you need some more time between questions, please pause the recording. And here we go. Question number 1. How is the modern periodic table arranged? By increasing atomic mass, by increasing electronegativity, by increasing atomic number, by increasing atomic size. Question 2. The rows of the periodic table are called classes, periods, groups, families. Question 3. What is true of elements across a period on the periodic table? They have similar properties. They have identical properties. They have similar names. They have different properties. Question 4. What does the periodic law state? When elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic size, there is a recurring pattern to their physical and chemical properties within a group. When elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic number, there is a recurring pattern to their physical and chemical properties. When elements are arranged in order of increasing atomic mass, there is a recurring pattern to their physical and chemical properties. When elements are alphabetized, there is a periodic pattern to their physical and chemical properties within a period. Question 5. Choose the most correct statement from the options below. Be sure to consult a periodic table. Magnesium and chlorine are in the same group and so share similar physical and chemical properties. Magnesium and chlorine are in the same group and so will have very different physical and chemical properties. Magnesium and chlorine are in the same period and so share very similar physical and chemical properties. Magnesium and chlorine are in the same period and so will have very different physical and chemical properties. Question 6. Arsenic is a metalloid. How many valence electrons does arsenic have? 6, 3, 5, 4. Question 7. As you move down a group on the periodic table, the number of valence electrons increase, decrease, stays the same, varies randomly. Question 8. What does the period number of an atom indicate? Period numbers are equal to the number of valence electrons in an atom. Period numbers are equal to the number of orbital rings in an atom. Period numbers are equal to the number of protons in an atom. Period numbers are equal to the size of an atom. Question 9. 3 of the following atoms listed have 4 orbitals surrounding their nucleus or 4 energy levels surrounding their nucleus. Which one has only 2? Carbon, potassium, titanium, bromine. Question 10. Consult the periodic table. An electrically neutral atom has the valence electron configuration of 4s2. What is the name of this atom? Nitrogen, calcium, boron, tin. Question 11. Which of the following describes the location and energy of all the valence electrons of an electrically neutral sulfur? 3p4, 3s2, 3p4, 3p6, 3s2, 3p6. Question 12. As you move down a group on the periodic table, atomic size or radius generally increases, decreases, remains the same, varies randomly. Question 13. Which of the following has the largest atomic radius? A fluorine atom, a fluorine ion, a chlorine atom, or a chlorine ion? Question 14. We know that a neutral atom of bromine is larger than a neutral atom of magnesium because group number tells us how many electron orbitals surround a nucleus. Bromine is in group 7A while magnesium is in group 2A. Period number tells us how many electron orbitals surround a nucleus. Bromine is in period 4 while magnesium is in period 3. Atoms with many electrons are always larger than atoms with fewer electrons. A neutral atom of bromine has 35 electrons while a neutral atom of magnesium has only 12. Bromine and magnesium have very different physical and chemical properties. Question 15. Choose the largest atom from the following list: rubidium, calcium, silicon, and nitrogen. Calcium, nitrogen, sulfur, or rubidium? It looks like there is silicon listed here and sulfur listed here. That difference is not going to change your answer. So sulfur or silicon are not the largest atom. So choose from the remaining three. Choose the largest atom from the following list. We'll choose from calcium, nitrogen, or rubidium, not sulfur. Question 16. Choose the most electronegative atom from the following: potassium, magnesium, arsenic, and chlorine. So again, potassium, chlorine, arsenic, magnesium. Question 17. Which of the following best describes the term electronegativity? A measure of how much an atom loves electrons and attracts them to itself when they are sharing them with another atom. A measure of how negative electrons are. A measure of the energy required to pull electrons out of another atom's orbitals. A measure of how much electricity an atom can provide. Question 18. Which of these elements has the least attraction for electrons in a chemical bond? Oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, nitrogen. Question 19. Which of these elements has the greatest electronegativity? Oxygen, fluorine, nitrogen, chlorine. Elements from period 3 and their respective ionization energies are pictured in the graph below. The graph may help you answer the following questions, but you don't need the graph to answer correctly. Which element in period 3 is most likely to form a cation? The graph is not pictured here, but when you take the test, the graph will be in the picture. Again, you can use the graph to help you answer the question, but you don't need the graph to answer the question. Which element in period 3 is most likely to form a cation? Sodium, silicon, sulfur, argon. Question 21. Elements from period 3 and their respective ionization energies are pictured in the graph below. The graph may help you answer the following question, but you don't need the graph to answer correctly. Again, the graph does not appear here in the recording, but it will appear on your test. Which element in period 3 has the lowest ionization energy? Sodium, silicon, sulfur, argon. Question 22. Which of the following categories includes 2/3 of all elements? Metalloids, metals, liquids, nonmetals. Question 23. Which of the following is a characteristic of nonmetals? Nonmetals are often malleable. Nonmetals often conduct electricity. Nonmetals are not ductile. Nonmetals are often shiny and hard. Question 24. What is the best classification for the atoms oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur? Are they all nonmetals, alkali metals, halogens, or alkaline earth metals? Question 25. Of the elements platinum, vanadium, lithium, and krypton, which is the nonmetal? Platinum, lithium, vanadium, krypton. Question 26. Choose the true statement from the following. All the inner transition metals are radioactive. All of the inner transition metals are liquids. All of the inner transition metals have valence electrons in an f orbital. All of the inner transition metals are bigger than the main group elements. Question 27. Which of the following elements is a metalloid? Argon, sodium, beryllium, or calcium? Question 28. Metals are very good conductors of electricity, while nonmetals are not. What does this say about metalloids? They are more like nonmetals and similarly cannot conduct electricity well. They can sometimes conduct electricity, and when they do it as well as metals. They are more like metals and can conduct electricity just as well as metals. They can sometimes conduct electricity, but they do not do it as well as metals can. The recording is about to end here, so I'm going to do a separate recording for the remainder of the questions on the test.